Well, this week our team is on the ground in Abaco as a restoration and rebuilding effort continues on that island. Joining us live now is our Keishla Adderley. Keishla, good evening.
Good evening to you, Desmond. Well, Marsh Harbor Abaco is in darkness tonight, but there are some bright spots, and that's how the government officials who have returned to these islands, or this island, along with residents, choose to see things tonight. Now, there's a massive cleanup effort underway all over the island. We spoke to officials today about how their progress has been. Job of the century. One of the first teams on the ground, Bahamas Striping, is well on its way to clearing the mud.
We're getting into the area now where the debris field is at its highest point because we worked ourselves from the north, working south. And of course, the storm surge came from the north, so the debris field towards the south is higher. In some instances, we've seen debris fields up to about 20-25 feet high. Yeah, so certainly it's been quite a task peeling back, because we certainly could not come in and just bulldoze and load the debris. We had to peel it back because, of course, we had concerns of there still being human remains.
There have been no such discoveries in the last 2 weeks. Meantime, this is a personal housekeeping matter for Ontario Mitchell, president of Bahamas Striping. He says this job isn't about equipment or contracts, but an investment in Abaco and its people, wherever they are.
I think that for Abaco to get back, we have to do our job as soon as possible, and that is why this particular job has a more personal touch to me, because I want Abaco to come back as quickly as possible.
Most of the workers are homegrown. Their return, a sign of life.
We're running a staff of almost close to 72 persons. I think older than 72, I think like 61 could be Abaconians. We give them they have first rights. Some of them, the problem that they had, everybody wanted to come back home to work, but as you can see, a lot of prisons don't have anywhere. So that's the main reason why we built a mine camp, state-of-the-art mine camp. Comfort, because they're working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Debris is being piled at this temporary dump site in Spring City. Already there are talks for a contract to separate and recycle it. Now, it's been nearly 100 days since Abaco took that blow from Hurricane Dorian, and as you can imagine, it's quite an adjustment for residents. Now, these trailers behind me make up what's being called the man camp. That's where the workers who are conducting cleanup, NEMA officials and other government officials are staying as they try to put Abaco back on the map. And an important part of that has to do with business, getting those small businesses revitalized again, getting revenue back into this island, which has pumped so much into the national economy. And a big part of that is obviously commerce moving through the island. Our Antoine Smith has this report on the ports that are already open, getting business and merchandise moving.
As activity begins to bloom once again on the sleepy Abaco streets, residents look forward to the return of a once again bustling city. At the heart of that city, Abaco's ports of entry.
That is critical to the business community, critical to their recovery, and to be able to meet the demands is to have the supplies, access to the supplies as they would have done in the past. So stores, mega stores such as Maxwell, hardware stores, they need to have that link to international supplies coming in as well as locals.
The Marsh Harbor Shipping and Container Port has long represented a flourishing economy and the hive of business activity for the entire island. Hurricane Dorian, however, brought that to a temporary halt, leaving behind the skeleton of the administration building and warehouse. We spoke to Ministry of Works engineer Richard Bruno about the scope of works.
The warehouse has to be replaced, and that'll be relocated away from the dock area, further towards the road. And the admin building has to be rebuilt and likely either in the same area or in a different area, but with a bit more elevation, I would imagine. The area has been fenced, so it's secure from people trying to walk in alone. The port is functioning, so there's international ships coming in.
And while the central Abaco port serves island businesses and residents once again, just a few miles down north is another port of entry, a sleeping giant which had been dormant for many years and turned out to be a saving grace for northern residents after Dorian.
This port is centered between Cooperstown and Little Abaco, so when you look at it, it's very convenient that you can actually get your cargo here in North Abaco at North Abaco Port. So that's been very, very helpful. And what we have been able to do here is we've been able to bring in our supplies here, but having to distribute from Crown Haven to Sandy Point.
Now both ports of entry have been certified and recertified, meeting with international standards, and residents island-wide predict that both ports of entry will be critical in the long road forward, hopefully helping in the process of revitalizing the economy and rebuilding a robust city. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Anthony Smith.